What's going on? VitalSyntax here, and today I want to talk more about the War Z, which is an upcoming first and third person shooter zombie apocalypse open world MMO FPS, and that is the longest title for a game that I think I've ever described. But if you guys haven't heard about this game, basically what it is very similar to DayZ, which is the incredibly popular mod for Arma 2 that is just blown up over the past couple months. So what they're doing is they've taken a lot of hints and a lot of cues from that game, a lot of the gameplay mechanics, a lot of the same ideas and themes and stuff from DayZ, and they're incorporating them into their own game with a completely different engine, completely different kind of story and setting, and also they're doing their own twist, their own kind of take on the whole apocalypse or zombie apocalypse setting. And they have tons of new features, a ton of different new content and stuff that they're adding on to what DayZ introduced that people are just raving over, and I understand why. It's just such a good gameplay mechanic of having an open world zombie game that's kind of PvP and also PvE, player versus player and player versus environment, kind of at the same time. And I'm super excited for this game. Some of the screenshots you guys are looking at here are ones that they've released so far. They haven't released any gameplay yet. But if you guys want to see kind of a general idea of what this game is going to look like, look up The War Inc., which is their previous game. It's running on the exact same game engine. It was developed or is still being developed by a lot of the same developers that are working on this game. And I'll give you actually a really good idea of what this game is going to look like, what this game is going to feel like. And I've actually played that game for a couple hours a week or so ago, and it was actually pretty fun. It ran really well, it was really smooth, and I can see it transitioning really well into the War Z. So I recently watched an interview with one of the developers, or I listened to an interview, I should say, with one of the developers from the company that's working on this game. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can go listen to the whole thing. I strongly recommend that you do if you're interested, because there's a lot of details I won't be able to cover in this video. But some of the things they talked about were the servers, the player versus player customization, can you explore all the buildings in the world, what type of vehicles are there going to be, and the guy, the developer that was being interviewed was saying, things like there's going to be lots of player customization. You'll be able to choose different outfits. There are going to be presets. You're not going to be able to change the actual nose and skin color like you can do in something like Skyrim, but there are going to be a lot of player customization, which is always cool. There's going to be lots of different clothing and armor and stuff you can find. You can find vests, like bulletproof vests, and you can wear those throughout the world that give you actually in-game better armor or better bullet resistance. You can find helmets and things like that. So there's a lot of character customization in that sense. There's also a kind of skill/perk type of tree that they're working on, but it's not a leveling system. There are no levels in the game, but you do kind of have a progression in that sense where you can kind of make it so you're better with assault rifles, so you can aim a little better, you can reload a little bit faster, maybe you can hold your breath a little bit longer, you have a little more stamina, maybe you can hold more items in your bag or something like that. So kind of perks that don't necessarily give you powers, but more improve your skill and your speed or your stamina or things like that. So I think that's pretty cool. And some of these screenshots you can see some of the different weapons that we will see, some of the different environments, some of the different mechanics like the day cycle, the night cycle. It's a little bit different than DayZ. DayZ kind of works on a 24/7 real-time simulation of the weather and the light and the time of day. But they're not going to do that because that kind of sucks for people that are playing during the night and they have to just play during the night the whole time they're playing, or they play during the day and they never get to experience the night. This kind of allows you to experience both of them in one play session, which I think is the best way to go. As far as vehicles, you can see in some of these screenshots, you've got some cars, and I think there was a truck, and some vans and things like that. They haven't announced if there's going to be helicopters or at least drivable helicopters or tanks or anything like that, but there are going to be vehicles in the game just like we've seen in DayZ. You're going to have to repair them and you can drive them around. They are going to be very rare, obviously, because they're quite a expensive commodity, and you also have to find gasoline, which is obviously one of the most rare resources in any type of apocalyptic setting. So those are just some of the details they covered in this awesome interview. Once again, go check out the link in the description to listen to the full thing. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want to see more DayZ content coming up soon. Or sorry, not DayZ, War Z. I get them so confused. Anyway, see you later.